global race to replace Gareth. The Mail say after Gareth Southgate has called time on his reign as England manager, it has sparked a frantic global scramble to replace him. Eddie Howe, Graham Potter, Maurizio Pochettino and Lee Carsley are among the early contenders to replace the 53-year-old who confirmed his departure yesterday in a statement. All 4 candidates, Mail Sport understands, would be interested in discussing the role if approached. The FA would prefer, though, to appoint a homegrown coach, but they won't rule out a foreigner. That is the back page of the Mail. Back of the Sun, let's get Eddie to rumble. 2-0 fight at the FA to keep Howe. Martin Samuel, in his column in the Times this morning, he says Howe is the right choice. FA should act fast to get him. Jamie Carragher, similar piece this morning in the Telegraph. He says England must go for Howe. He's the clear front runner. Next manager should be English. And talk of Klopp or Guardiola recreating their club success is pure fantasy. And again, back in the Mirror, tug of war for Eddie. FA face fight with Newcastle to land Howe. Carsley ready to step up as interim boss. So, Neil, most of the papers say it's Potter, it's Carsley, it's Howe. They're the 3 realistic front runners. How do you see it?
I'd love to see Eddie Howe. I think he's the number one. And I think he said in the past, he did, was it a couple of years ago when we got beat, he came out and said it's too early for him. I think now, a couple of years, if England come knocking, do you knock it back again? I think it's an hard one to knock back. If you think Eddie Howe, Newcastle, he's had a couple of years, done all right, well, done magnificent first year. Last year they struggled. It's his timing. I think it's all about timing. If you're a manager of a massive team like Newcastle, I think it's all about timing. I think the timing's right for him to go to England now.
I mean, also, again, a lot of talk about...
there's no Champions League. Sorry, there's no Champions League.
No Champions League football next season. No, of course, there's also lots of talk about Lee Carsley. Of course, Spain, the European champions, Argentina, the World Cup winners, both are promoted from within, which is obviously what England will be doing with Lee Carsley. It feels like maybe a few years ago, that appointment might raise a few eyebrows. But do you think, given that it's a similar path to what Southgate's trod on, then maybe that appointment will get the respect it maybe deserves?
I was talking to Natalie before we come on air that you've got to be thick skin, you've got rhinoceros skin to be England manager, and it's Lee Carsley got that, because there will be a time if they give him the job that he will be slaughtered in the press, by fans, by the media. Does he want that? Can he take that? Because mentally you've got to be tough, and I think that Eddie Howe's been experienced in that. He's been a top flight manager. So I think he's more suited for the job now. Carsley, couple of more years maybe, but I think it's a bit too early for him.
I get that progression. It makes sense, obviously. Luis de la Fuente, he had that with Spain. What I will say about Lee Carsley, and I'm going back a few years here, and I am bringing my own team, Brentford, into this. He was our interim manager for a spell.
Okay.
Just before we appointed Dean Smith, he took over from the ill-fated spell of Marinus Dijkhuizen. And I remember we were very keen on... I know.
Good names.
We were really keen. we were really keen for Carsley to remain. He managed 10 games, won I think 5 of them.
Okay.
We were really keen for him to stay on. This is a quote, I found it, where he says, "I have never had that burning ambition to be a manager. I want to be a coach and bring on the young players." Now, I'm going back to 2015. Things may well have changed. But equally, he might not be someone that wants to be front of house.
Yeah.
He might want to be someone that is like the under-21 coach, that is behind the scenes.
Could be assistant manager, then whoever comes in, that could be a really good... Steve Holland's left as well, that could be a good fit for him.
You're sort of learning the job as you go along, and maybe the next time. But I think, as you say, like in front of the press, Lee Carsley, would he want to be, front of house and press conferences and things like that? I think, maybe a bit soon. Yeah,
maybe it is too soon. I know it's all England. You'll talk about England, of course, throughout the show. So one story away from England.
Go on then.
Should we do a bit of golf?
I love me golf.
You like your golf?
I was watching Live on the Range yesterday.
Oh, it's good.
That's how rock and roll my life.
No, you're living the dream.
Live on the Range.
You're living the dream.
They ain't even playing golf. I'm watching men hit golf balls all day.
I can think of worse things to do during the day. There's a little bit of beef going on in the world of golf. This is, of course, ahead of the Open, which starts tomorrow. Live on talkSPORT 2 at Royal Troon.
Sorry, Royal Troon.
Well, come on, get it right, Razor.
Sorry. Well, once you played it enough times as me, we call it Troon.
There you go. Sorry. Honestly. Who do you think he is this morning?
Wild.
I've got my glasses.
He's sending the APs to go and get him glasses. His name dropping Royal Troon. Come on.
No, Troon. I
Troon.
didn't name
Sorry,
Royal
no,
Troon.
no, no.
Troon.
Sorry. How about this from the Mail this morning? Tiger Woods fired a scornful retort to Colin Montgomery's claim he should retire, telling him only champions get to make monumentous decisions. Montgomery said in an interview on Saturday that Woods' best days were behind him, and that while watching the 15-time major champion scramble around the US Open course at Pinehurst last month, he had him wondering, what the hell is he doing? He still feels he can win. We are more realistic. And of course, Tiger Woods came back and wasn't having any of that.
No way.
On Tiger Woods, where do you stand? We all know legend, 15-time major champion, but the last major win back in 2019. Since then, lots of injuries, lots of poor form. Some say, why are you doing it, Tiger? Retire. You don't need to do this. Some say, hey, it's a pretty hard thing to walk away from. Do you find it hard to see Tiger, the legend of the game, struggling?
The thing about Tiger Woods, he's made a lot of people play golf, and all my life I've been trying to play like Tiger Woods. Now he's playing like me. So, see what I've done there?
Me.
See what? No, I think the world of golf is a better place. I bet half the people going to golf now just see Tiger Woods. He is like the Muhammad Ali, isn't he? He's like the George Best. He's like a superhero of the golf world, and I think the sponsors want him there as well.
Yes.
I mean,
he gets people through the gates.
He does.
Razor, you're right, but the problem is we're not seeing the Tiger that we're used to. Sadly, we're seeing a Tiger that's struggling.
But even Justin Leonard, who won it in 97 or something, he's still playing. I think Darren Clark's playing. So the old players, this is, you've got to give it to them. If you win the Open, you're allowed to play it, for the rest of your life. You see the old Tom Watson, I think he was 65 and he missed a putt. He missed a putt to win the Open.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So they weren't saying that then. So I think if Tiger's in the tournament, he's always got a chance. He's just got to click on them 4 days.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.